Hey guys, it's Mel, and I'm back with another Anthem Colossus build. Yes. Recently found out that the Colossus has some really damn good potential with lightning and fire. What I'm going to be showing you today is going to be called the Flam Ight. It's pretty much a contradiction in itself, but the playstyle is, I would definitely say, it's a little kind of overpowered, not going to lie. With the Flaming Ight is pretty much I'm using fire, and I'm also using electric and cold. Now, let's just get into it. This build is ridiculous. Alright, so from there, the main purpose of this is flamethrower. Baseline, just try to get damage on pretty much your gear, cooldown reduction, and elemental damage. From this, I picked up Voltaic Dome. Pretty much is an upgraded version of the shock coil, but when you use it, it actually freezes your enemies once it hits them. I mean, like, this is a great saver, but if you stack up the elemental damage, or just the electric damage, the cold damage, this is amazing. Like, I mean, absolutely amazing build. Like, I could not say for the best. I picked up support pulse because reduced damage, first off, for me, as well as my allies. From there, I have also gear speed, so which all of my gear equipment goes a little bit faster. From the subtext, I actually picked up grenade launcher ammo, just for this reason for this build, is because I have 2 insult for injuries, but one does benefit from the other depending on which equipment that you are using. On this one, I did fire damage, and on this one, I did electric damage. But on top of it, this one does 25% physical damage on top of the grenade launcher damage and elemental damage. On this version, I get 2 blast damage, repair drop rate, which is great if I'm going to be running around, you know, with my shield open and then immediately start burning my enemies, or I'm just going to use my coil and just shock them and then put them to ice. But on top of it, I also get 25% more damage. So then from there, it's not done yet. Increase my ordnance launcher damage, and it increases all of my overall damage when I take damage. Stalwart ammo, increase my ammo capacity on my guns, and whenever I get a hit by a status effect, I also, all my gear damage goes up by 40%. So if I have burning, I have electrocution, I am slowed by the ice, or I'm poisoned. Corrosive armor. Yeah, it's weird. That gives me all my gear damage, even more damage. And on top of it, I got more grenade launcher ammo. From there, I picked up Vanguard. Increases my electric and fire damage by 35%. And if my shield breaks when I have my shield out, it's even more damage. From there, Synchronized Frame. Heavy Assault Launcher. Hitting an enemy increases my RB damage by 60%. So that's my flame, and it just keeps going up. And on top of it, I got 6% effect resist and resupply drop rate. Not so much. Wish I could get better subtext in that. From there, I also picked up my assault rifle, just because it has elemental damage and it also has bumper damage, so my flames gave you more powerful. And from there, I got the overclock regulator, which also increases my lightning and my fire damage by 35% of the base value. And I picked up a nice little 2 subtexts with fire effect increased by 4% and more weapon magazine size by 7%. Yeah, this build is ridiculously fun. I mean, I was not expecting the coil to be that good, especially with the flamethrower. But I will definitely say this: try not to override your combo effectiveness. What I mean to say that is that don't use electric coil. Shock coil first, and then they get frozen, and then use your flamethrower, because your flamethrower is going to override that cold effect, and they're going to end up burning, and you're going to end up releasing. Instead, what I suggest you do is just use your shock coil, then do a slam, do a combo on that. Burn the rest of the people, then you'll set up a nice train reaction combos for everyone else. Same thing with the shock coil. That will also send up more combos. And that's why I called it the Flaming Ight, because it's a contradiction in itself, because the fact that shock coil does freeze once hits an enemy, or just slows them down, crippling them, reducing that shield down, and whatnot. But with this style of build, I mean, I was shocked, and I still haven't gotten the Masterwork Flamethrower yet. I don't even know what it does, and I might just update this build even further. But as of right now, this build is very, very fun, especially with the couple epics I have in here, with stacking the components with, the overclock regulator with the lightning and fire damage, but on top of it, doing even more on the base value, increasing it even, sorry, not the base value, but increasing the damage even more with the electric and fire damage, on top of it with the insult injuries I have for 5% damage and on a fire and electric. Everything ties in very nicely. You won't be using it that often, but when you do, you're definitely going to see a big impact on this build. Just try not to override your effects, and you'll be fine, really. And you still be able to use your ultimate, just not as often, but you will pretty much be staying away from your weapons, and the amount of CDR and the power that this build offers, you'll just be going between both those, your ordnance launcher and your heavy assault launcher. Really, that you just be running around, just freezing people, burning people, taking your fist and just punching them in the face. Telling you, it's awesome. All right, guys. See you momentarily with the awesome gameplay. Yeah.
Faye?
Dominion forces are already in the tomb. Get out fast. You can't lose the signet. Take time to arrive.
Nobody from Fort Tarsus will get here in time. We're on our own.
tomb is clear, but there are more outside.
They don't give up, do they?
Directions to meet us.
On my way.